What's going on, people? It's the Xbot 448, a part of HardKnockGamers.com. And before I move to the subject of this video, I just want to welcome the new subscribers in. I saw over the weekend I got quite a few new subscribers to my channel. I really appreciate the support, guys. I hope you enjoy the content, coming up in the future. I have a lot of videos planned. I have a lot of topics, ideas, and stuff like that. Just one thing I want to let you guys know. Definitely hit up that comment section. I am one of those YouTubers that loves to hear what my subscribers have to say, what my first-time viewers have to say. I just want to hear your guys' opinions on things, and I will definitely get back to you and respond. Not only that, I want to give a big shout-out to TheMooch78. For people who don't know, I was in the Crossfire Podcast Friday. That is his podcast. I will put a link to his channel in the description below. He's just an awesome guy. I love talking games with him. Really cool dude, and a great host for a podcast. But as for today's video goes, another one of my friends, my boy Tim Dog on Twitter, posted an actual graph about the number of articles for PlayStation compared to the X1 this past year. He even went as far back as to get another one from the year before that. And what you would see in these graphs is kind of incredible. It's kind of like it shows proof that there are a lot more articles put out for Sony, even at points in time like when Halo 5 came out, or something big happened with the X1, the new X1 experience, stuff like that, like really big things that came out for the X1. It just seemed that there were more articles going in Sony's direction. Of course, he had a couple responses on Twitter, and they started talking about the previous generation and the bias there. I'm a little confused by this. Now, granted, I didn't really get into the gaming media and what they were all actually saying until, information started coming out about this gen's consoles. Like when there were rumors about, the 720 or the Microsoft Infinity, the next console, and the PS4, when they were speculating, when they were trying to get specs, before the launch. I wasn't really into it before then, but I did watch, game reviews, and I did see a few, articles talking about the PS3 and the cell processor, and when are developers going to really be able to utilize that technology. But as far as I could see it, I didn't see as much basically PlayStation bashing, like so much negativity. I don't even want to say bashing, but so much negativity going towards one console. The funny thing is, a lot of stuff this year has been about resolution, like HD gaming and stuff like that. But the previous year, the 360 and the PS3 generation, that was the generation that was tabbed as the HD gaming era. And I didn't see as many like pixel counters. I didn't really see any pixel counters and stuff like that, the previous generation. It just seems that once Sony said, the things you're going to hear a lot this generation are 1080p and 60 frames per second, that's when we kind of got into pixel counting for some reason. And I don't get it. I know that graphics are different than resolution. All right, I know, when it comes to textures and stuff like that, a lot of times developers will lower the resolution and able to, have memory space to add in, more textures, more things on the screen, basically fill out the game completely, as opposed to having, a higher resolution. But it's been, guys, you gotta admit, it's been crazy this generation. Like, you have people talking about, the 1080p and stuff like that. Like, resolution is what is the standard on what makes a console more powerful. I don't know, as usual, I want to know what you guys think. Definitely hit up that comment section. Like I said, my boy Tim Dog, he's the one who posted you know, this graph on Twitter. I'm gonna go back into Twitter. I'm gonna try to post a link to the graph so this way you guys can check it out. But if you follow Tim Dog, you know, he's a part of BGST. You might have seen it yourself, and it was kind of crazy because it was kind of like being that third person in a group text message where two people were fighting, and you're constantly getting like updates and alerts. But it was just like these guys going back and forth, and I don't know. I can see it. I can see it. And like I said, I haven't been a part of that gaming media last generation, but as a gamer, you know, whenever I looked into articles and stuff like that, I didn't see that amount of negativity going towards the PS3's direction. So I don't know what this other guy is talking about when he said that there was bias last gen. And the other topic I wanted to get into is Sony trying to trademark Let's Play. Now, I know this has been covered a lot, but the funny thing is, there are people still trying to defend this move. Now, I mean, of course there will be. You know, there's people that are just so stubborn they don't want to hear anything. But here's the key point in this. Like, even if it was supposed to be a slogan or possibly a service that Sony wanted to put out there, in the paperwork they talked about streaming gaming media. They talked about live streaming and stuff like that. They basically covered every base to where if any YouTuber used Let's Play, they had this trademark, they would have had a right to sue them. All right, and this is a big deal, guys. Like, Sony has tried to claim that they are for the gamers and stuff like that, but when you see them trying to make moves like this, and it comes to the public's attention, you know, there are people with common sense out there saying, hey, you know, that's not right. That goes against what they try to say they are. But then you have like this kind of like defense force. And I'm not saying Microsoft doesn't have a defense force as well. But from what I've seen, I've seen this Sony defense force take the common sense of a situation and kind of just throw it out the window. And they give complete faith to Sony. As we all know from Sony's track record, and they you know, these guys like to point out Microsoft's track record as well, but from Sony's track record, there is no rhyme or reason to putting complete faith into this company. But those are pretty much the two topics I wanted to kind of catch up on. Just to let you guys know, I don't usually do videos over the weekend. I usually have anywhere from like 2 to 4 kids here. Between me and my wife, we have 4 boys, and it gets pretty hectic over the weekends. And I'm trying to grind it out in Halo 5. But as usual, definitely hit up that comment section. I want to know what you guys think about these two topics. I want to know your impressions. Did you see the Twitter post from my boy Tim Dog? What did you think about it? And you know, if you liked the video, definitely give it a thumbs up. And as always, subscribe. But as for now, this is the Xbot 448, and I am definitely signing off.